Hello and welcome to MediaPlex Friday Live, a presentation of St. Clair College Journalism. I'm your host, Matt Flood, and I'll be walking you through the latest in news, sports, weather, and much more. So, let's dive in. Hello everybody and good morning. So, have you ever seen something on sale that you don't find particularly tasteful? Well, Abdul Al-Husami went out to talk with some Windsorites having issues with items available online.
Some Amazon online products are making Muslims in Windsor feel offended. The bathroom mats and shower curtains carried women's pictures wearing the hijab and a home area rug showing a verse from the Quran. Muhammad Mahmoud, the Imam of Windsor Mosque, expressed his opinion on the freedom of buying and selling.
We have to understand that freedom always attached with responsibility. So we have to be responsible for any action that we are doing. Yes, we are free, but we're still responsible.
A similar incident occurred earlier this year in the United States, and Amazon responded to the complaints by removing the products. I am Abdurrahim Al-Husami, reporting for MediaPlex Radio.
Windsor students made their voices heard following changes to the Ontario Student Assistance Program. The students organized a rally at the University of Windsor where about 50 people attended, including local MPPs Taras Nadishak from Essex and Lisa Gretzky from West Windsor. After costs from OSAP rose 25% under the previous Liberal government, the current Conservative government decided to reduce costs. OSAP changes included a reduction to the family income threshold for qualification, full tuition coverage for low-income students will now be a partial loan instead of a grant, and interest charges within the 6-month grace period after students graduate are being charged. Windsor's OSAP protest is one of many as rallies across the province continue to pop up. And now with snow blowing across the road, you would swear we're living in Nunavut's tundras. Thankfully, Christian Bodwin is here to tell us how the winter weather is going to impact our weekend, and I hope it will be better.
Well, Matt, I hope you've been enjoying the winter, because this cold is not letting up. Today is looking at a -10 that feels like an oh-so-freezing -20 and snowing. Tomorrow's an improvement of sorts, with a high of a -8 that feels like -14 and mainly sunny. Sunday is looking to be about the same thing, also with a high of -8 that feels like -15 and a mix of sun and clouds. Back to you, Matt.
Thank you for shattering my dreams of the weekend, Christian. Now, if that cold news makes you leap for joy, you might just be a hockey fan, or maybe you just like sports in general. We've got Tate Harris in the studio to fill you in on all the sports news this week. Take it away.
Yes, the Patriots may be down a man for the Super Bowl. Their mascot, Pat the Patriot, was hospitalized after receiving a hit from New York Jets safety Jamal Adams at an NFL Pro Bowl practice day. After learning of the mascot's hospitalization, Adams said it was never his intention to hurt Pat. He said he was just trying to hype up the crowd. The Windsor Spitfires were down by their 401 rivals, the London Knights, last night. The final score was 7-3, and Will Cooley scored twice in last night's affair. NHL All-Stars have made their way to San Jose. The weekend has changed up a bit with the skills comp tonight and the All-Star game on Saturday, and Wings fans should be happy because Pavel Datsuk's contract in the KHL ends this season, and his agent said he won't rule out the NHL, and Raptor fans are worried because Kawhi Leonard bought a $13.3 million home in San Diego, firing up the rumor mill that he'll leave the Raptors for somewhere warmer. And I hear our host, Matt, is looking for a house about the $10 million range, too?
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, something like that.
Yes.
So, Matt, take it away because that is your sports.
Thank you very much, Tate. So, an American consultant is in Windsor this week to develop a report on how to fix Windsor's downtown core. The consultant, Peter Belmio, will be speaking to 40 community members as he looks for a solution for the health and safety of Windsor's downtown core. According to Belmio, collaboration between a wide range of community agencies is a necessity, and his report will provide these agencies with direction to help Windsor's downtown. Belmio was hired by the Business Improvement Association for $10,000, and his report is set to release at the end of February. Today, we're talking birthdays, Blue Monday, Battle for the Brains, and more this Friday Live. But before we kick it off, we have Christina Gilbo from Crime Stoppers in the studio. How are you doing, Christina?
Doing great, guys. Nice to see you.
Always fantastic to have you. Now, I understand that this is something a little bit different we're learning about today.
That's right. We're having 2 upcoming events, really exciting events in the near future, and that's why I'm here to talk about it.
Okay, take it away.
All right. So the 26th annual game dinner tickets are now on sale. This event takes place at Kalasani's Tropical Garden in Kingsville on February 22nd. Crocodile bites, kangaroo stir fry, and water buffalo are a few of the options. If you visit our website, catchcrooks.com, you can see the full menu and buy tickets. There will be fantastic prizes and a live auction.
Exciting. Sounds like all these exotic foods I've never heard of. I'm definitely going to go to this. All right, what do you got next for me?
Yeah, that's right. Also, Crime Stoppers has once again partnered with the annual Southern Footprints Race held at Point Pelee National Park on Sunday, April 28th. This year, you can participate in the event by choosing the 5-kilometer walk or run, or choose to run the 5-kilometer or 15-kilometer race. There is a kids dash and a mascot run to kick off the day. This is a chip-timed event, and a barbecue will be provided following the race, and each participant receives a finisher medal. So registration is now open for this event as well. You can visit southernfootprints.com for more information, and I'm looking forward to seeing you guys at the start line.
Well, we'll see if I'll be doing that. We don't know. I'll definitely be there for the first event, though. No doubt about it. So it sounds like these events are really family-oriented, family-friendly stuff. Is that true?
That's right. Both events are a lot of fun for the entire family.
Okay. And are there going to be any costs for this, or are they going to be free to go?
Well, the game dinner, the tickets are $50 a piece. And if you visit the southernfootprints.com website, you'll see the prices and fees for the race event.
All right. And I'm hoping that Crime Stoppers is going to have more events in the future past these, right?
We do. So we're really planning hard on these 2 events, but we do have an upcoming Baylor Jail event, which is held at Devonshire Mall on May 15th, and also a golf tournament in August.
Oh, that sounds really fun. All right. Thank you, Christina, for coming in and giving us that information. You will definitely see me eating crocodile bites. That is no doubt. But women were out marching to protest themselves being viewed as objects and other issues impacting women today. Lauren O'Brien has the story.
Men and women united on both sides of the Detroit River. It was a vigil in honor of women. For the first time, the 2 border cities marched in sync, determined to cross international barriers and unite for women globally. Michelle Mannering, an organizer, said the Women's March has grown into what they are now calling a women's wave.
And that feeling of unity and knowing we're stronger together, the waves of women that are coming are making change, and that's what we've always done back to the days when the suffragettes, we all fought for the right to vote. Imagine if we hadn't, where would we be?
Last year, over 500 people participated in Windsor's Women's March. For MediaPlex News, I'm Lauren O'Brien.
Okay, so maybe a march isn't how you like to show solidarity and support with the group. After all, it's pretty cold right now. But how about a gala? Mirvana Nikovic has more.
A Golden Mine charity gala was held on January 18 with the goal of raising money for the Bruce Award summer program run by Autism Services Incorporated Agency. The founder of AICA, Bruce Award, says program supports almost 60 children with autism spectrum disorder.
And they all work on communication skills, teaching them some to use sign language, and teaching them how to ask questions, how to answer questions. Social skills are also critical.
Demand for the program is huge as the waiting list grows. Like most service agencies, government funding does not cover 100% of the budget. Service could not be delivered without fundraising, a fact that is recognized by the Behavior, Cognition and Neuroscience Students Association at the University of Windsor. Eva Okay, the association president, emphasized the number of students willing to help.
We're very fortunate to have such a hard-working group of students and who are so dedicated to raising money for important charities in Windsor and Essex County.
The final tally on money raised is not yet complete. For MediaPlex News, I'm Mirjana Nekovic.
As nice as galas are, they aren't always the way to help people get supported and raised up. Depression can be an invisible suffering, and Tomas Miko has the story on how people are helping to overcome it.
Blue Monday is said to be the most depressing day of the year. The Bounce Back Open House featured a program to control and overcome depression. Karen Gignans tells us more.
One of the resources that we're going to be featuring today is called Bounce Back, building on skills of cognitive behavioral therapy. So it enhances your ability to kind of look at what we're thinking, feeling, and how we're behaving based on the thoughts that we have. So it helps people to recognize that You don't have to necessarily listen to every thought that comes in, or you can challenge the thoughts that you're having.
In Canada, youth between the age of 15 to 24 had the highest rates of depression of all age groups. Thomas Miko reports for the MediaPlex Radio.
So while Blue Monday is now behind us, it seems Windsor has decided to go green without cutting back on its toke emissions, smoke emissions. Cody Rusan went to find out more.
Permission granted. City Council voted 8-3 in favor of the sale of legal cannabis in retail stores. The vote was part of the Council's January 21st meeting. Voices from both sides of the spectrum spoke. Most residents speaking on the matter stood against the opening of retail shops.
I'm not afraid, I'm not afraid of my kids would use this drug. They are smart enough.
Now, just because the city opted in does not mean the city is guaranteed a shop, as Ontario will only open 25 province-wide on April 1st. For MediaPlex News, I'm Cody Rusan.
Now, if that news has given you the munchies, then you definitely want to know what story our producer, Ryan Percy's love of food managed to get him into.
Windsor foodies and cheap eat lovers alike welcomed Winter Bites into the city. This was the 10th year for the event that saw 18 restaurants across Windsor-Essex offer 3-course meals at affordably set prices. Pina Chiatoli is one of the owners of Windsor Eats, the organization which helped put on the event, and who are currently celebrating 15 years of highlighting Windsor's food scene. She says the goal of Winter Bites is to help small businesses during a hard month for restaurants.
We came up with this restaurant week that happens in the middle of January at the slowest time for a restaurant, and it became a great event where it was like an influx of economic development for those restaurants, right? So they were seeing people coming in their doors at a time normally when they wouldn't.
If you missed out on Winter Bites, don't worry. Windsor Eats is putting on a similar 3-course event in August under the banner of Eat Your City. For MediaPlex News, I'm Ryan Percy.
You want to hear something crazy? One of our reporters, Oliver Zhao, managed to find a place where you can have your cake and swim with it too.
Although the weather conditions outside are cold, Adventure Bay was warm, welcoming. People came to celebrate the water park's 5th birthday on Saturday. Mayor Drew Dawkins cut the birthday cake in the lobby, where people played classical party games, cupcakes, and so much more.
Big party here today to celebrate the 5th anniversary of Adventure Bay. Over 630,000 people have walked through the door since we opened 5 years ago. And so today's a great day for the entire community to come out, celebrate in the park, and wish our wonderful city facility 5th birthday. Happy 5th birthday.
I'm Oliver Zhao for MediaPlex News.
After eating all of that cake, a hockey player would probably have to drill for hours to work it off, maybe days. But then, how are the younger ones supposed to hit the textbooks for school? Tate Harris went to see how they balance a sports and educational curriculum.
Push yourself, let's go!
Prep school hockey is growing. A21 Academy offers sports development combined with university-based education. Students on the U18 hockey team begin their school day by getting ready in their own dressing room and stepping onto the ice, where they meet head coach Rob Service.
A program like this, it's really geared to development. You know, kids are getting about 500 hours of, say, on and off ice development.
Canada's West Coast Prep School League, the CSSHL, has had 29 former students drafted to the NHL since 2012. As A21 continues to establish itself, it may one day produce an NHL player, but even without that, it offers something different for players locally. I'm Tay Harris, MediaPlex News Now.
Now, I don't know if I have what it takes to go on that level of training during schooling, and even if I ate that amount of cake, I'm pretty sure I'd end up in a food coma. I'm more about going home and watching shows, but lucky for me, Josie Richards is here to tell me what you and I should binge watch this weekend.
Thanks, Matt. Welcome to the best flicks on Netflix with your host, Josie Richards. Instead of my usual Netflix recommendation, I'm going to be recommending a performance I had the pleasure of attending at Little Caesars Arena on behalf of St. Clair College's MediaPlex. So this week's performance recommendation is the Cirque du Soleil's Corteo. Now, if you're like me and you don't speak Italian, Corteo means procession. This family-friendly show just finished its run in Detroit, but will be coming to Windsor this year, May 15th through 19th. Corteo tells a story about the funeral of a clown named Morel. He's recently passed away, and all his friends and family who knew him have gathered together to celebrate his life. Morrow watches his funeral in spirit. He sees the somber faces of those who he loved in his life, and he reimagines them and the traditional procession events through a fantastical lens. He recalls different striking memories with each mourner, which we see as chandelier dances, trampoline antics, painted women floating through the audience, and teeterboard jumps, among many others. As a performance, Corteo takes the impossible and presents it as possible, right in front of our eyes. It takes the sadness and finality of death and turns it into a visual demonstration of all the infinite wonders life has to offer. So if that overview alone doesn't have you running out to buy tickets, here are 3 more reasons why I think you should get out and see Corteo. 1. The set designs. The theater uses a unique set. On top of having curtains and drapery inspired by the 1920s, the stage sits in the middle of the arena. The audience is seated on either side, which provides a 360-degree view of the performance. 2. The artistry. The feats that the performers accomplish are breathtakingly amazing. Each act encompasses different acrobatic talents and are executed flawlessly. And 3. The Canadian heritage. Though the talent that makes up the Cirque is made of individuals from all over the world, the Cirque du Soleil was established in Quebec back in 1984 and continues to be based in Montreal. This company is homegrown. And there you have it. Tune in next week to a regular edition of the Best Flicks on Netflix with me, your host, Josie Richards. Back to you, Matt.
You know, I gotta say, I can actually stand by that. I got the chance to see the rehearsals for that show, and even those blew me away. And now I watch a lot of shows, and maybe that means that I could do pretty well at a trivia night. I guarantee it. But do I have what it takes to go into the battle of the brains? Cindy Zhang has more.
What device would we use to detect and count individual particles of radiation?
In 2012, Battle of the Brains began with 30 teams in support of Alzheimer awareness month. Now it is the 8th year. That number has jumped to 146 teams and more than 1,100 team members, making it the largest live charity quiz fundraiser in North America. Peggy Winch, a manager of the Alzheimer Society, says, "It is quite meaningful for its members."
Throughout Windsor and Essex County, there is over 7,000 people who are diagnosed with Alzheimer's or dementia, and those are just the people we know about. Over the past 7 Battle of the Brains, we've raised almost $100,000.
Organizers hope the efforts will one day lead to a cure. For MediaPlex, I'm Cindy Zhang.
So maybe trivia isn't your thing. Pulling facts from your brain might hurt a little. Thankfully, you've got Sam Sinclair and Brett Blake, who can put more music knowledge in than you can take out. Take it away, music guys.
Music guys. Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm Brett Blake.
I'm Sam Sinclair.
And we're the music guys. So today we're actually going to be talking about a sensitive subject for some people. Country music?
Yeah.
Is it good?
It is good within reason. You have to find the right kind. So you can't be listening to radio country because it's not good country.
I think you can find a song in any genre that is a good song. But sometimes you want to go and find the deeper roots of certain genres of music.
Yeah.
And you'll find what's like the good stuff. Like bluegrass of country music.
Mm-hmm.
Anything that's not stadium country.
It's just, okay, when you look at any other kind of music, people put down pop music or they love pop music. It's the same thing with country. Either you love country pop or you hate country pop. And a lot of people hate it because it's the same thing. It's really basic electric guitar, the same drawl, the same lyrical content.
Pandering, and then they just put a banjo in there.
It's nothing good. But then you have guys out here, like my favorites, you got Chris Stapleton, Sturgill Simpson, those guys are awesome. And they're very much good storytellers, their singing's amazing, and it's not your basic. They have the twang, But other than that, it's more blues rock and it's more grassroots and it's more.
I think the only like mainstream country artist that I actually like is like Zac Brown Band. Like I genuinely would like listen to them.
I like them, but also on their last album that they put out, they had a rock song with Chris Cornell. They had a jazz song with Sarah Bareilles. They had a variety of music on that. You can't even put them into a country box anymore.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, you're correct.
Yeah, no, I don't know. Country is just one of those things that people have such a negative outlook on because of the radio content, how much it is just saturated with the exact same music.
Right.
Same thing, you could draw a parallel to trap music. A lot of people don't like trap music for the exact same reason. It's pandering, it's the same lyrical content, and it's boring.
Exactly, and everything is so formulaic. Everything just like, they talk about these things like you're going through a struggle of and you want to like work on the fields of and Bo Burnham actually like made the best joke about it, about how people pander it, but then they write these songs in $1 million mansion.
Right.
That's my 2 cents for the day. All right, so I'm Brett Blake,
I'm Sam Sinclair,
and we're the Music Guys.
Music Guys. Fantastic points made by the Music Guys. I really cannot help but agree with the state of current modern country music. But one musician I've looked up to is Chris Hadfield. Like, I mean, come on. He's a musician and he's an astronaut. Those are like my 2 favorite things, space and music. But did you know, music seems to run in the Hadfield family? Suraj Sasi has the scoop on what Chris's brother Dave Hadfield is up to.
Did you know? Chris Hadfield, the first Canadian astronaut to walk in space, used to write songs in his free time during his Expedition 35. And surprisingly, his brother Dave Hadfield is also a music lover and recently performed at the Canadian Historical Aircraft Association.
It's an absolute delight to be in this historic building and have a chance to play a concert of songs I've written about aviation and history in front of a group of people who do appreciate it. You know, the opportunity to do that doesn't come around very often, and I really, really enjoyed this evening.
Susan Hummer, who was in the audience with her son, became a huge fan after watching Dave perform.
To be honest, I know that about the Hadfield family, who doesn't, but I hadn't really realized they were so musically gifted as well. And Dave is just marvelous.
The Hadfield brothers are inspiration to a lot of people. For MediaPlex News Radio, I'm Suraj Sasi.
And there you have it. Thank you for tuning in to this episode of MediaPlex Friday Live. We're a presentation from the St. Clair College Journalism and Media Convergence program. Our production team consists of our producer Ryan Percy and me, your host, Matt Flood. This week we had contributions from Abdul Al-Husami, Lauren O'Brien, Ryan Percy, Tate Harris, Josie Richards, Sam Sinclair, Brett Blake, Miryani Nikovic, Tomas Miko, Cody Rusan, Oliver Zhao, and Cindy Zhang, and Suraj Sasi. Special thanks to Christina Gilbo from Crime Stoppers for talking to us. I'm Matt Flood. Have a great weekend.